allies and to its own people. And there's members of
You
Congress
mean-
who are expressing those sorts of concerns.
Well, which steps? The agreements that the DPRK has made, or you mean the food assistance? The food assistance is not a quid pro quo. It's not a contingent upon the agreements to move forward on denuclearization. The fact is the United States is and is always concerned about the potential for famine in countries around the world, and we had discussed providing food aid last year to North Korea, and this is a continuation of that. And we simply needed to reach an agreement, which was reached, to allow for the provision of humanitarian assistance. And that relates to the United States' deep concern about the welfare and well-being of the people of North Korea, not the leaders of North Korea. As for the broader question, this President's policy, this administration's goal is the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, and we have been very hard-nosed in pursuing that, and we will continue to be hard-nosed in pursuing that. And to the extent that this is a positive step, a small step but a positive step, that's a good thing. But as I've said repeatedly here, it will further progress will depend on the implementation by the DPRK of the agreements that they made in Beijing. Hans.
The NGO workers, is there anything the White
There's a lot of
House...
purple going on today, but Nora's left. So. Karen, Chris, everybody, resplendent.
On the NGO workers, is there anything that the White House is doing to facilitate their coming back, and you guys have a sense of how soon the NGO workers in Egypt will return back to the States?
Again, I think you were here, but I just don't have any details on that for you that I can address now from the podium. We're obviously, we've been working this issue very hard. We continue to, and hopefully we'll have more information for you soon. But I don't want to get ahead of that right now. April?
Jay, what did the President think about last night's wins for Mitt Romney?
I haven't. I met with him today, but that topic did not come up.
Well, since he's in an understanding of what's going on and he somewhat knows what's going on, what are White House staffers saying about it? Particularly as you guys held the UAW event yesterday on the day of the primary, and also the fact that he had said basically there shouldn't have been a bailout, and he won in that area, the Detroit area.
Well, be that as it may, there's been plenty of analysis of the Michigan primary. You don't need to hear it from me. The fact of the matter is, this president is pursuing a set of policies. He has a record that he believes has helped put this economy back on track, back and moving in the right direction, growing again after catastrophic contraction, creating jobs again after catastrophic job loss, and creating a foundation for sustained economic growth in the 21st century. Regardless of who the Republican Party eventually nominates, what we have seen is that the policies put forward by the potential nominees are all virtually identical when it comes to their approach to the economy. And that is to adopt the very same policies, and sometimes the very same policies except on steroids, that got us into this mess to begin with. So basically saying to insurance companies, you can write your own rules again. To Wall Street, you can, you're on your own, do what you want. That's a debate I'm sure we'll have in the fall. The President thinks that's not the right approach when it comes to giving greater tax breaks to the wealthiest Americans who saw their incomes rise and their share of America's prosperity grow dramatically, while middle-class folks saw their incomes stagnate or decline. He doesn't think that's the right approach. He's made it very clear. So that it almost doesn't matter who the debate is with, because this president thinks American voters are going to want to focus on, that the American people want to focus on who has the right ideas to continue the economic growth that we've been experiencing, to continue to dig ourselves out of the hole, to climb out of the hole that was dug by the Great Recession. So that debate will be joined at the appropriate time.
Jay, I'm going to go back to my original question. Some say, some Democrats even believe that yesterday, well, knowing this White House and knowing political campaigns, everything is strategic. Yesterday's UAW event was strategic, and then you had the win by Mitt Romney. Going back to my original question, what does it mean?
Well, I would suggest to you, April, and think about it, right? The UAW said its conference a long time ago. We had nothing to do with scheduling when the UAW was going to hold its conference. It was probably scheduled at the time long before any of you would have predicted that the Michigan primary was going to be a significant event. My understanding, again, based entirely on reading your work or watching your work, was that that was supposed to be a non-event primary because one of the contestants was born there and his father was governor. So the idea that we no, yes, the president gladly spoke to the United Auto Workers, and he gladly spoke about a policy that directly affects them, and absolutely did contrast his position and the decisions he made to help revive and save and revive the American automobile industry with the positions of critics who felt that the better option was to let Detroit go bankrupt. I think it's a pretty clear contrast. Yes, Jared.
Jay, two things. Since the death of Kim Jong-il, has the president changed his engagement with DPRK, and is that the reason for this new step, or is the change fundamentally on the side of the North Koreans?
Now, our approach has not changed. We certainly, as I said, we made no special adjustment. You know, we simply, as I said at the time during the change of leadership, you know, we were monitoring the situation. We were awaiting, allowing for that period of change to take place. And our approach has always been the same, and our expectation was not for anything but a continuation of a continuity in the behavior of the DPRK. Our approach to our goals have not changed. Our approach has not changed. And again, this is a positive step, but we are a long way from achieving our goal, which is the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula.
4 years ago today, and I remember it only because of the leap year, the Hillary Clinton campaign unveiled their 3 a.m. phone call ad. Does the president feel that any of his Republican opponents are unfit to answer that call?
That's a question I won't. I don't have an answer to. The president, again, I think I just mentioned, is focused on his job as president on behalf of the American people, trying to grow the economy, trying to help it create jobs, making sure that he's doing everything he can as commander-in-chief to ensure the national security interests of the United States. There will be a time and a place for that debate to take place. We just don't even know who the nominee is yet, and may not for some time. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was going to say, everybody should remember that one. Count on it.